Salesforce is a cloud-based customer relationship management platform that helps business manage their relationship with customers, ranging from service, sales, marketing, and many more. Hi there, welcome to this Salesforce beginner to mastery class. Whether you are completely new to Salesforce or you are here to refresh your understanding on the platform, you are in the right place. Over the next minutes, we are going to be laying the foundation for your journey into one of the most powerful, widely used customer relationship management platform in the world. Right? In this course, we'll be starting with the basics, navigating into the interface, understanding object, and setting up your profile. Yeah. Then we'll dive into core concepts of object, dashboard, automations, and customization. So as mentioned earlier, we are in the right place. And one thing I want you to know is that this particular course is not one that's just going to be whereby you're going to be loaded with chunks of slides or just theoretical approach. You're going to be getting full practical experience. We are going to be getting your hands dirty with working on the org. I'm going to be presented with situations that are like life scenarios. And you're going to be getting a lot of assignments and projects. It's a training course that's going to help you build upon each other. One class is a step for the next, and this step for the next, and it is going to be very, very comprehensive. I tell you, it is a course that is going to go beyond just mental assent. You're actually going to get your hands strong with this particular CRM platform. And one thing I can also assure you is at the end of this course, you feel you already have tangible work experience in this line already. So without further ado, let's get into the training. So now, as I said earlier, the essence of this class is to go through detailed and practical experience and not just mental aspect. That is, we're not just going to stick to loading the head with so much knowledge, but hence we'll be having less slide rather hands-on practical, as you can see in the slide right here. So this class, don't expect much of slides or just trying to bulk you with knowledge. The reason why we even have up this volume of slide now is because definitely today is the beginner class and today is the introduction. We're not really going to get our hands dirty much today. So that's so now this is a little animation because I want to believe that if you are still here till now, definitely you are willing to go through this course through from the beginning to the end. And if that's so, I will admonish you every task, every assignment that you should do it. Very, very important. You know, possibly, I'm not sure if I'll be going through it in that manner, but most likely, after giving an assignment, the next class you're going to definitely do the assignment together before we proceed to the next step. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case, but if that's going to be the case, good. Otherwise, whatever assignment you are given, make sure you do it because that's going to help you build your strength. In it, you're going to build your capacity in Salesforce. Okay, so let's just move to the topics we are going to be going through. This course is so loaded to the point that I can assure you that by the time you go through all these topics completely, you'll not just be able to attempt one Salesforce certification exam. You're going to be attempting to attempt 4 major core certifications. I trust you. I bet you. Now look at this. You're going to be going through. Definitely today we're going to do the introduction and relation to Salesforce environment and understanding customer journey. And couple of weeks, I'm going to be going through the system architecture, understanding objects and fields, page layout, list view, system relationship, profile, map, function set groups, record type, lightning builder experience, a whole lot of it. And you know the beauty of this course. At the end of everything, we're also going to give you insight on how to we're going to do a CV review and how you're going to design your CV such that it's definitely land in interview. And also we're going to walk you through um the right way to do your interview such that at least 99% or 90% is guaranteed to be successful. Okay, so as you can see on the screen right here, the second to the last class for this training period is receive a review, then projects. Trust me, you are going to get your candidate, you're going to work, you're going to go through this thing, you're going to work with it. And because, come on, those areas of work of knowledge, you can actually make use of it. So this course is doing a lot of practical. Stay tuned and don't miss out. The class is going to be going weekly and going to be given different tasks and assignments, as I said earlier. So going forward, what is Salesforce? What is Salesforce? On the screen, I have it as a cloud-based customer relationship management platform that helps business manage their customer interaction, sales, and support process all in one place. It's like a digital hub for keeping track of everything related to your customers, contacts, deals, cases, and more. Okay, so now, what do we mean by this? No, presently in the contemporary business world, you have different departments. You have the accounting department, you have the sales department, you have the marketing department, you have logistics and everything. Now, naturally, organizations tend to store their data, their informations in softwares. Probably they use Excel to collect it, or SOP, or various forms like that. And probably they communicate, interact with each other using mails and all that. Salesforce helps you take away that manual system into a fully automated system whereby you need no applications to be installed. All you just need access to well. And let me mention this. Salesforce is a cloud computing platform. So basically, learning Salesforce is learning cloud computing because everything you're going to be doing is in the cloud. Now, that's the beauty of it. Everything you're going to be doing is in the cloud. All the data, all the records, everything, the communication, everything is done all in one place. You don't have to have situation whereby a system could crash, you lost some document and everything. Everything is all stored in one place. And it helps you put everything together. Don't worry, as we go further, I'm going to get it later. Now, so next thing we have is why you will use Salesforce. First of all, it said there for centralized customer information, Salesforce stores all your customer data in one spot. I mentioned that earlier, making it easy for teams to access and use. Second reason is automation. This automation is a very, very key part. Is one beautiful thing that makes Salesforce very, very, very unique. Okay, because take for instance, you have take for instance you have I'm not sorry. Automation. Okay, I'll talk about automation. Okay, yeah. Take for instance you have a prospective client who is willing to buy your particular product or services at the time. And eventually the marketing team gets to send out follow-up mails and all to get the buyer's interest. After getting it, maybe due to some procedures you request, there's need for your manager or the upper line to also give an approval. Instead of sending a mail and waiting for the manager to be free to accept it or approve it, then you take it again, send it to this, or probably you're trying to raise a PO for something, and that's bulky procedure. Simple help you bridge that gap because everything is all well automated. That the follow-up mails, the approval, everything just have to be set. Once the condition is being met, everything is going to be done, and it makes that manual work out of place. So the next point we have is customization. You can customize Salesforce to fit your business needs, adding fields, subject, and objects and apps that work for you. Report and analysis. Okay, now we know that in the usual world, either you use Excel, MySQL, Power BI, all the stuff to generate your reports, dashboards, and all. Salesforce give you a platform where you can easily do that. You don't have to outsource your data from somewhere, upload it somewhere, start filtering this. Everything Salesforce gives you the access to that. Your records and your data are all in one place. So all you just need to do is filter through and bam, put out your reports and your dashboard is ready. Just a few clicks. Cloud-based, I mentioned that it's cloud-based, that is everything runs in the cloud. Stability. In short, Salesforce help business stay organized, efficient, and more connected with their customers. Okay, moving forward. Okay, before this, let me quickly do this here. Okay, you know why I take that off in a bit. Now I want to go through business models. Okay, because to understand sales business model, then you understand how Salesforce work and the way it's being built and configured. Okay, every sales or every business. Then when we talk about business, we're talking about exchange of value of money, right? So start with marketing. Okay, for venture in one way or the other, you saw your friend putting on a nice cap and you are interested in it. In one way or the other, that's an indirect form of marketing from the company or the producer of that particular cap, or be it sneakers or anything. There are various means of marketing. You all know that. I listed some out here. We have the TV marketing. It's a little outdated, but yeah, it's still functioning to date. Digital marketing, word of mouth, billboard, affiliate marketing, email marketing, telemarketing. Now, all those are various forms of marketing, and the stage starts from there. Okay, now let me still use another instance. At times, have you ever experienced this whereby you are on an application and you're on an application, an ad pop up, and you mistakenly click it? That almost everywhere you go to on the internet, it seems like related posts, related adverts keep following you around. Exactly. No, that's the work of algorithm, or it's not a subject of this class. But the fact that you clicked it shows that you are a lead. That is, most likely you are a lead. Look at it on the screen. Most likely you are a lead for a business, right? And at the same time, it's also an opportunity. So from lead to opportunity. Now, probably after clicking one of those links, you want to check out what the product looks like, if something you'll be interested with or not. That's when you become an opportunity. Then, if eventually you go for it, that means the opportunity is being won. Otherwise called purchase in the contemporary world, but in Salesforce they call it a won lead. And if it's otherwise, it is called lead lost. Okay, so an opportunity always leads to either a lead won or a lead lost. Sales aspect has ended. They've exchanged value for money. Now, whether you are satisfied or not, that falls under another category. Salesforce called Service Cloud. Okay, now the first stages from marketing up to purchase, or up to one lead or lost lead, is called Sales Cloud. Now let's put back Sales Cloud. Sales Cloud. Okay, so it's called Sales Cloud. Now, Sales Cloud is like the mother in Salesforce, in the sense that
Salesforce generally now have different clouds. Like I said earlier, these things work in the cloud, like in internet space. Okay, so Salesforce is the very first cloud, or that Sales Cloud, the very first workspace that Salesforce had for a very long period of time before they now start bringing other forms of cloud, Service Cloud, Health Cloud, and all and all and all. There are, I think, over 30 other clouds, but basically, the two major ones that people use is Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Okay, so now Service Cloud is the aspect that handles service-related assignments, a follow-up call if the products you collected or is satisfactory. If you have any complaints, is the service department or service, those that are in the service cloud that would definitely attend to that. Okay, hold up, I want to check up for something. Okay, so sorry about that. Now going forward, the next thing to talk about here is categories of users. Now in Salesforce, basically we have two users, the administrator and the end users. I prefer to call them the super user and the ordinary user. Okay, so I may refer to the administrators as super user, you get to know why soonest, and the end user as ordinary user. Okay. Now why do I call them super users? Because the administrators have access to both the end user interface and the back end interface. Because basically you are the one designing and setting up org. When I say org, it's one Salesforce used to refer to the workspace, the Salesforce workspace here. So that's why I call them super users, because they have access to both the user interface and also the backend interface where all the major jobs and settings and preparations are being done. While the end users definitely are like the main users that use it for their transactions, the marketing team, the sales team, and all and all. So to make it easier, let me use this example of mobile applications. There are some programmers that are the ones in charge of designing the applications that they work on the back end. Okay. While we, on the other hand, just make use of the products they design. Exactly. So that's how this aspect works. Okay. So let's go straight into our Salesforce page and see what these things look like. Good. Before then, briefly, let me show you how to register your org, register your Salesforce org. I'm going to drop a link below this video where you can use to register your Salesforce developer org. Okay, so go to your Google and search for developer, sorry, developer, and that mistake. Salesforce. Okay, click on this developer Salesforce sign up. Okay, so I think I have a network glitch. Let me try that again. Okay, good. Now I have this developer edition sign up. Okay. Yeah, so here you're going to enter your first name, enter your last name, here you enter your email address. Under this role, you choose the administrator, the administrator altogether. So then you enter a company name. For this, let's use something. Let's just say Salesforce. I don't even know where that comes from. It's Salesforce. More like Sammy Salesforce. Okay, so you just enter something. Then your country, region where you are watching from, then enter your postal code. The username, use your Gmail. use your Gmail here as your username. You then agree and sign up. So definitely that will bring you to this interface. Okay, you don't actually have to do that now. You can actually do that at the end of this class. So that will bring you to this interface. Now, for whatever reason, let's assume you can't find your interface looking like this and you have something like this. Don't panic. Nothing is wrong. All you just need to do is click on this shiny, glowing 9-dotted icon here and search for home. Okay. Can you see we have the same interface just as we did here? Okay, so I'm going to close one. Yeah, so now this is the user interface. The reason why I want us to go through this user interface to understand the basic of sorry about that. Yeah. So the major reason why we are going to be going through this user interface, just like having a compound that you want to sell to someone, someone at some point just so someone comes to you and tells you, oh, this compound you want to sell to me, this part, what is it used for? And you're like, I don't know. The person will just feel like, are you sure you're doing all this property? You get so now it's very, very important to understand what the user endpoints look like, and you can navigate through such that even if one of your end user comes to you and asks you questions, you could definitely give the right response. Okay, so that's majorly why we're going to go through this. So now we're going to be starting from the extreme right hand side. This dummy looking something. It's called the mascot. Basically, it just carries your profile, as you can see. So you can see your settings, your switch account, username, blah blah blah. It's just your profile as in it. The next thing is notification or alarm. Here when you have a message or something, something that probably you need to attend to, or probably an update, or Salesforce wants to do have an update and everything. Yeah, you're gonna see a pop-up there that's gonna show you what's going on. Then the next here, this key icon for now, let's just keep it. Coming back to it in a moment. Then the next is Salesforce help. Now, know one thing, you are never alone. Salesforce. Salesforce themselves are also there to help you. But before you go ahead to ask questions, I will advise you, make sure it's something you can find online. Okay. Then you can always go ahead to ask questions from Salesforce, and Salesforce are readily going to give you the help you need. Okay. So the next one we have here is guidance center. Right. It's similar to the Salesforce help. So it's also to give you guides on how to navigate through if you need anything. Then the next thing here is global action. Now, this global action is tricky. Let me click this and see. Now, here is like a shortcut to some things. See, new events, new tasks, new contacts, log a call, new opportunity, new case, new lead, email, and all and all. So that's what you find in there. Now, there's something a little similar beside it, favorite list. Favorite list has similar things. Now, we don't have any favorite because there's nothing in it. Now, the difference between favorite list and global action is that you as an organization are the one that put things in the global action. But favorite list is the user that puts whatever they want there as their own shortcuts. They don't have fixed things there. You get so global actions is done by the administrator, while favorite is a list compiled by the end user. Okay, so going forward, the next thing we have here is this long rectangular box. This search box is basically called the global search. Global search, I don't know search the word. Okay, well, actually, it's used to search the whole of Salesforce. Oh, so if you are looking for anything that you've ever worked on, or if the user is looking for anything they've ever worked on, all they just type it there, you're going to bring it out. So let me take, for instance, that Samuel. So let me say Samuel. Can you see? It's telling me that, okay, Samuel appears somewhere as an account, it appears somewhere contacts, it appears somewhere as cases, also as user. So whatever I need right here, I can just easily let me click on Samuel as contact. So it's going to take me to where Samuel appear as a record or a contact. You get that? Okay, so that's what this search bar is for. It's a global search bar. So the next thing now is, you see all this from home, all this long series of something that is here. Okay, so all this series of long something that is here is called tabs or navigation bar. Okay, so it's called tabs and navigation bar. All of these are objects. They are like columns for data. You know, in your Excel sheet, you have your columns and you have your rows, where your columns are used to store different data from the rows. Okay, don't worry. In coming class, we'll be talking about objects and fields where you're going to get full understanding to all of that. So just ignore those grammar now. They are objects. Okay, we call them objects in Salesforce. But everything here, this particular place is called tabs or navigation bar. So if we are working and I tell you add it to your tab, you know what to do. That means you're adding it to this place. Okay. So while the next one here is this sales. This sales is called application. It's an application where we are working on right now. Okay, I told you we have Sales Cloud and Service Cloud. Okay, now so in the Sales Cloud, we have different set of applications. So this sales is one application, and the next beside it is called App Launcher. Can you see? No, so it's a little bit similar. That's how I want to talk about it together. Now, when you click on this App Launcher is a place where you can easily change from one app to another. Take, for instance, your mobile phone. If I tell you, go to Uber, you know I probably want to book a ride or something, you know what the app is meant for. If I tell you, go to your GTB, or you definitely know that, okay, that's your bank accounts, and you are going to make transactions in one way or another in there. So basically, here is where you change through different apps, while this space shows you the particular app you are working on. Let's click on another app now to see. Clicking on service app. Can you see this has changed to service? And now this set of icons here has also changed. So these are the tabs for service app. Let's see another one. See marketing CRM classic. Let's see what we have there. Can you see? This is the app. These are the tabs. You get? There is also an option here for view all. I use this to view everything, all the various apps in this cloud. Yeah. So in a couple of class, we are going to also be creating our own app. You see, it's nothing difficult. In 4, 5, 6 clicks, we have created it very easy. It's not something, it's no big deal. Okay, so now let's go back to the first where we were. We're on sales. So let me type sales. Okay. So do you get that now? Let me do a brief run through. Okay, so let me do a brief run through. From the left hand side again, we call this the mascot, while this is the notification. Then skip this for a moment, we'll come back to it right away. Salesforce help, guidance center, global action, favorite. All these places we call them the tabs or notification bar. While this one is called what? Global search. And this is the work, the application. This is the 9 dotted part is called what? App launcher, exactly. Now, this place is just the logo for Salesforce. In one of the places I work for, one of the company I work for right now, what we have here is just the logo of the company. So you can easily customize it. At the end of the day, you can choose to customize your own to whatever you want to be there. So now let's go back to this gear icon that we skip. Now, the essence of this gear icon is it helps us to change from the front end to the back end. That is to go from another user to a super user. Otherwise, to go from the end user interface to the administrator interface. Does that make sense? So once you click it now, it's giving us two different setup here. This ordinary setup is to switch to your sales cloud administrator end. While this service setup is to switch to service cloud. Later we are going to go into service cloud, but for now we are working on sales cloud. So let's click on this ordinary setup. Does that make sense? Let me go back again. Then come to switch from ordinary user interface to the super user interface. We'll click on this gear icon, the setup. I'll click on the first setup, and it takes us to the back end where all the customization and everything is being done. Okay, right now it might look like a lot, but seriously, I'm going to go through most of it, but I can tell you from experience, you're not going to be using most of it. Yearly, you're going to be using just roughly around 15 to 10 to 15% of it. Some cases you will use less than that. So you don't bother yourself by as it's not a big deal. So here, let's go through the interface also. We have the same thing that we have in the user interface, the mascot, the notification, the gear icon, the help center, the guidance center, the help, Salesforce help, the guidance center, the global action, and the favorite. But now look at this. This can be a little tricky. This search setup and this quick find does the same job. It is different from global search. This one is called quick find, different from global search. Let me go there again. Now you see this quick find and search setup is the same thing. So don't relate this search setup as the same as global search on the user interface. On the administrator interface, it is called quick find. And now, quick find works similarly to the global search, but in this state, it helps you search your setup page, not data, not record. The settings or the configurations you are doing, this helps you to look for it all. The particular settings you need to do a particular thing at a particular point in time, this is where you search for it. Take for instance, let me say I'm working on accounts. Sorry. Let's say I'm working on accounts, but I want to work on accounts. Give me, can you see accounts teams, accounts settings, accounts manager, account. So it's a little different from global search where you search for data. This one search for tools and configurations. Can you see that most of everything has gear icon or something else? You get, so that's what this is majorly used for. And the next thing we have here is object manager. Don't worry yourself about it. Coming class, I'm going to get into the sort of object fields and all. Then your home, then the setup, then this beautiful navigation bar here again called app launcher. Very good. Get it? So basically that's all about the interface of the user end. All of these you are going to go into it gradually one by one in the coming classes. Okay, so let's go back to our slide. See what we added. Okay, we talked about the user interface. We've talked about all of this: mascot, professional help, global action, favorites, blah 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 blah, and the administration interface. So basically, that's the introduction to the Salesforce introduction to the interface like discussed earlier. So in the next class, we're going to be looking at user management and Salesforce architecture. So feel free to read up on it. Definitely will do you harm. There's no harm in learning. But like I said earlier, please and please follow through every detail. Give it your undivided attention. Every class, every session, every illustration, make sure you follow through. If you miss anything, go over it again. Okay. Miss anything, go over it again. You're going to get it. Okay. By the time you are through with this course, I can guarantee you will be an expert with Salesforce administration. In fact, what took some people years to learn, catching it up in less than 3 months. Yes, just give it your best to double down. And till the next class, meet again.